Welcome to Down the Line with Charlie and Bo. I'm Sam Wilson. When Phillies fans think minor league baseball, one of the teams that pops in their head is the Reading Fightin' Phils right here at First Energy Stadium. And today the guys are going to have some special guests on and talk more baseball coming up. Down the Line is brought to you in part by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board. Visit Montgomery County's Main Streets. Find out more at makeitmainstreets.com. By Shibe Vintage Sports, where there's a story in every stitch. Check out their throwback sports gear at their Center City location or at shibesports.com. And by Phillies Nation, where informed fans go for news, rumors, events, and other fun stuff.
My name is Kenny Thomas, and I'm the chief artist at Shibe Sports. I'm a big Philadelphia sports fan, a 4-for-4 guy.
I learned how to screen print in high school. Started making my own t-shirts at home, slowly grew and grew until I needed to get a studio. My name's Alex, and I print t-shirts for Shibe Sports.
To actually be able to impact a culture with the things you make is one of the most important things an artist can ever do.
Welcome back to Down the Line. Charlie and Larry get to speak with Reading General Manager Scott Hunsinger.
Charlie, we're talking about the Eastern League, AA. And
Right.
Scott, I know you've been here since 92.
92.
Well, in 68, Thurman Munson, great catcher for the Yankees, he led the league. And I don't know the exact average, it was in the 260s. And people look at that, when I say that, they go, 260 something. But this used to be a big time pitcher's league. And I'm sure you've seen this thing evolve into what it is now.
Different ballparks. You know, this ballpark, if you walk out, you used to have a chain link fence. The flagpole in center field was inside the fence. So, I mean, one of the first things Craig Stein did when he bought the team in '86 was put the fence at more, 330, 400 in center field. So that changed it big time from a hitter's ball.
Where was your AA?
Double A was Tinker Field in Orlando, and that was before that they built the bowl right there behind it.
Oh yeah,
the
where they had the
Citrus Bowl.
football games.
Right, and back then it was 438 to center, and it was 392 in the gap in right center, and it was 407 in the gap to left field, and it was like 347 down the line, 352 down the line in right.
That's unbelievable how big
They say Luzinski, I mean, the rumors are he hit it over the brick wall.
He did.
That's unbelievable.
He hit one over the brick wall, and I seen, I think it was Leroy Cat Reams. There's a diner in right field.
Yeah.
He hit the diner on a couple of hops, which that's a monster.
You know, something I seen Ryan Howard, and that ball that Cousin hit a few years ago, he hit one year, one night, 3-run homer. Dave Montgomery was sitting beside of me, up in the stands.
He hit it all the way out.
Oh, he hit it. Oh, it might still be going.
But this is where this concourse where we're standing. This is where you cross. This is where you crossed.
Yep, this was where I played, man.
The guys are coming across right now. I mean, they still cross the concourse.
It's unbelievable. Let me ask you this question now. Obviously, the minor leagues are for developing. We all understand that, but it's also for winning. How does it affect your job when, just say we have a bunch of young guys, well, like this year, and we're not really, as far as wins and losses are concerned, how does that affect you here?
I think for some of we got 3 generations coming here, right? So we've been to Philly since 1967, longest affiliation in all professional baseball. So for some of the fans that are generational fans like that, I think they look at it 2 ways. As long as we have prospects, as long as they feel like they're seeing future Phillies, I don't think the wins and losses matters that much. Now that said, like when we had Hoskins and Cousins and all those guys coming through and they had that really good team with J.P. Crawford and everybody.
Right.
When we win, people kind of jump on, just like with the big Phillies. So, I think that we do pretty consistently regardless of the record. But that said, when you get sort of like a bounce here where we're winning a lot, I mean, everything's better when you win.
Right.
So, I mean, even if you have a fireworks show after the game, the fireworks look a little better if you just won the game, honestly.
Exactly.
So, it's an interesting mix. I mean, we try to mix in the promotions in the baseball, but we try to, I mean, I know we get a reputation for having like wacky promotions. You guys probably saw a lot of that.
I've seen a lot of your promotions.
We try to do promotions that are very like true to the game, you know, whether it's home run derbies or bringing back alumni and things of that nature. So I'm sure you saw all kinds of things.
I did.
At the time.
You know, Charlie, when Dave was here, he was in the big leagues, very family oriented.
Right.
And he used to come here, and he really liked the atmosphere here
Right,
when he
yeah.
came here.
Yes, this is one of his favorite parks to come to.
And you know, I think that he, looking back, he knew every minor leaguer's name, their family, where they're from, what round pick they were. I mean, I don't know how he did that, photographic mind, whatever, but it was amazing.
When we renovated the stadium, he walked into the visitors clubhouse one day. We were playing a day game. He just wanted to make sure we renovated it nice. You know, Dave was very detail oriented. And there was one player from the Red Sox organization in there. I said, hey, I'm going to bring the owner of the Phillies in. No problem. David walked in. He knew the guy. The Phillies had traded him. He knew the guy. He knew the guy's wife's name. He knew that his wife was pregnant when we had traded him, and asked how the daughter was doing. And when David walked out, the player was like, I can't believe that. Like, David Montgomery knew everything about me, but that's just the kind of person he was.
No question.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to how the Baseball Town USA, how'd that start?
Well, I guess, you know, I got here in '92. There was already an amazing history here, and we just always try to celebrate it. Anything from like walking across the concourse to the Lazinski story, even the way we do the pictures in the concourse here. Try to almost like, you know, when you're playing a golf course and you got to like find the distance markers.
Right.
We try to leave it like that, you know. So hopefully someone like you standing in a concourse, hey, where's that picture of Schmidt? Yeah, here I am, you know. And so as we sort of try to refine that, we sort of stumbled upon the fact that baseball's been going on in Reading about as long as it's been going on anywhere. Boyertown youth baseball, where Mike Ondo played, and great legacy. And so really to celebrate that, we sort of just honestly, Chuck Domino and I just hashed up the idea of calling ourselves Baseball Town, like Detroit calls themselves Hockey Town. Originally we thought it was sort of like a pipe dream sort of like idea, but it sort of caught on. We trademarked it, and now our charity, Baseball Town Charities, we've built a couple of inner-city $1 million ballparks for inner-city kids, a field for children who have physical and developmental disabilities. So Baseball Town really became a charity.
Wow.
Yeah.
But what about some of the things that you did in the minor leagues, as far as things you remember that you did or that you thought were at that time just
in
enjoyed?
the Eastern League, we were talking about developing and everything. I was very lucky. I mean, in A-ball in Spartanburg, which was Spartanburg, then we came here for AA, and then we went to Eugene, Oregon for AAA, and we won every year at those levels. And you and I talk about that, Chuck, about how important it is. Developing, we understand, but when you develop and win, it makes it unbelievable, because as you grow up and go through the system together, guys are used to winning. You know that.
Like my first manager's job in the minor leagues, I can remember pulling my guys together, and the first thing I told them, we are here to win. And I said, if we win, we will develop. Right. And if we develop, we'll win. If that makes sense. It goes together. And you know what? And I thought from day one, I managed 10 years in the minor leagues, and I always looked at it that way. And I looked at winning in the minor leagues just like I looked at being a big league manager. And really, but I want to tell us about being one of the first guys to play on turf.
In Portland. This was Portland, in Portland, Oregon. I was with Eugene. Eugene moved to AAA in Eugene, Oregon, and I never knew what AstroTurf was or anything like that. So we happened to be playing them, and I'm taking the field, and I said, what is this? And I'm taking ground balls, and I'm saying, because, you know, one thing I could do is catch a ball. I said, you can't make an error on this stuff. I mean, you had nice hops, but the only thing that was different, obviously, you had to play much deeper because it was quicker. But that was unbelievable to go into Portland and see something that I had never seen before. And, you know, I look back on that, and I'm saying, that's unbelievable for me.
Now I'll ask you a question. What about the home run derby you see?
You were in a home run derby.
I was in Eugene, Oregon. Nobody wanted to do it because the big boys, they said, oh, I don't want to get in bad habits. And I knew I couldn't get in a bad habit because I didn't try to hit home runs.
Right.
Well, you know what it is? I did. I won it because, you know, I had a BP pitcher that was throwing it right there, and I hit right-handed, and I happened to win it like 8-6 or something. But everyone makes fun of that.
You used to choke up, right?
Oh, yeah, but in that home run derby I did. I went down on the end. I felt like Charlie did when he got in the box, but It didn't take me long to go back to my old style.
Man, watching you field on that turf, I think I told you this once before, but when I was growing up in Norristown, Pennsylvania, I had to write a story about if I could be any inanimate object. And I wrote in 5th grade, and I said I wanted to be Larry Bowa's baseball glove. That's what I wanted to be. So that was my first Larry Bowa fandom.
In the home run derby, I got him beat.
You do?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I got him beat. In Albuquerque. We
Against
had a
Mickey
day-
Mantle.
Exactly. Mickey Mantle had a home run hitting contest. The winner would win $500. Bob Feller was pitching, and I beat Mickey 21-1 that day.
21-1.
Mickey had been out of baseball for 4 years, and he might have had a little buzz on. I don't know, but I beat him 21-1. He told me, he said, I couldn't have beat you on my best day. And matter of fact, when I made the major leagues, like Mickey was one of the first guys I met when Billy Martin was a manager. I spent the first night in the big leagues with Mickey.
No way.
Yeah.
Now, was Bob Feller trying to get you out, or was he throwing you hittable pitches?
He was throwing terrible. I mean, hey, that's what Mickey was kind of upset because Bob was throwing too slow. He wasn't doing too slow to me. I got him. I wanted that $500.
Hey Scott, this is great history. I wish you the best of luck moving forward and keep everything going, because this is a big part of our development when we see these guys play in Philadelphia. You guys do a great job.
Thank you. Thank you for being a part of our family, man, honestly.
We'll be right back with more from Charlie and Bo.
They're not just familiar faces, they're your friends and neighbors. It's their small businesses, a beating heart that makes a neighborhood a home, where personality is served on a plate and imagination paints a brighter world. A place where fresh is always in stock with a personal touch passed down through generations. Support small and make a big difference. Make it local. Make it Main Street. Make it Montco.
One of our favorite guys here, man, Dickie Knowles.
Dickie Knowles is a longtime friend of mine. He was a bat boy at Charlotte.
Wow.
When I played there in
That is a long time.
1968. And Dickie was a bat boy, and he used to run around catching all the balls to go out of the ballpark because our general manager at that time, he definitely loved to keep baseballs, didn't he? He thought he was saving money if he brought balls back because we could hit them in BP and stuff. Dickie was a little guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, people forget he was a big part of our success in '80. He's the one that knocked down George Brett in that World Series. But I want you to tell everybody your official title now with the Phillies, because you do an unbelievable job, and behind the scenes, people don't understand what you actually do to help not only our minor league system, but their supporting cast, everybody that's involved family-wise. So maybe you can explain basically what your job is.
Well, I'm an EAP, and what that is an employee assistant professional, and what I handle is the major minor league players only and their families, like you said. And an employee assistant program is designed to assist with anything that's family related, drug and alcohol related, mental health related, really anything that a player's having a problem with, girlfriend, players having a problem with anxiety, depression. EAPs were developed many years ago, and DuPont was one of the very beginnings. And David Montgomery, as you both of you guys, one of your favorite guys too, David Montgomery seen the very beginning of how EAPs were developed, and he wanted a player, always thought that a player could be good at this, and for some reason or other he picked me.
Well, that's a good reason.
And I remember the day he asked me to be an EAP. Before he got it out of his mouth, I said, no way, David, I'm not, you know my life story, David? He goes, that's why I'm asking you to do this. And I had studied to become a drug and alcohol counselor, so the EAP kind of fit real good with me because baseball and baseball players, and I wanted to be in baseball, like both of you guys. You love baseball, and that's why you're still in it. As a matter of fact, about those baseballs, it cost me 50 cents for every one I didn't get back, and I got a quarter for the ones I got back.
You'll be telling about you throwing BP to us in Detroit?
Well, Charlie's always got a story. His story is that I threw BP to his team, and it always landed in the upper deck.
It was a regular game. That's why Charlie said that.
Ken, look, they brought Dickie in the game, and we had to get our batting average at that time was kind of drifting, and I was mad because, like I wanted to lead the league in hitting and all this stuff, and I thought, man, we got to pick it up. So as luck have it, they bought Dickie in the game. So yeah, man, here now here we go.
Well, when I told you about EAP is a worksite job performance related program designed to assist athletes or people in your organization in any problems they may have, I needed an EAP after that game because they were killing people in the upper deck.
Well, there's no question. This guy means a lot to the Philly organization.
Great job.
He helps a lot of young people, older people. He definitely earns his money, but he was a big part of our success in 1980, and he's moved on to bigger and better things in the Philly organization.
I'll say this about Dickie. When I was managing the Phillies, Dickie always took care of business, and most of the time I didn't even really have to know, like what he took care of.
My name is Kenny Thomas, and I'm the chief artist at Shibe Sports. I'm a big Philadelphia sports fan, a 4-for-4 guy.
I learned how to screen print in high school. Started making my own t-shirts at home, slowly grew and grew until I needed to get a studio. My name's Alex, and I print t-shirts for Shibe Sports.
To actually be able to impact a culture with the things you make is one of the most important things an artist can ever do.
Welcome back to Down the Line. Charlie has a special reunion in Baseball Town, USA, and here's a special hint.
There's your bobblehead.
What are you talking about?
Look at that.
Look at Scotch.
He hits a home run. He comes running back in the dugout, and you know how they give you high fives? And him and I were always messing around with each other, and I go like that, and just as I swung at him, he stepped right in the punch, and he goes over,
hey, what are you doing?
And he goes, what are you doing? Almost crying. And then after the game, I called him in, and I said, Scooch, I'm sorry. I said, I can see it right now. Charlie Manuel hits a catcher in the ribs, and he goes on the DL. He's always messing with me. I put him to sleep one day at the batting cage. I got him in a hole, but put him to sleep. He was.
Oh man! That was fun to play with Chuck. That was fun. We had a good time. I think that's a part, part of the game. Right. When you go to the field, you're gonna do your 100%. But also, it's good to have fun, outside,
I used to always play with them. I beat all of them. I hit all of them. They hit me back too.
Keep everybody relaxed. You got me creamy right there. I was mad at Larry Chuck. What are you doing? And I was so happy, I hit a home run. And
hit a home run, hit a 3-run home.
And I think I coming from the DL for the oblique. And that was, oh man, what other story do you have? There was a lot of stories, huh?
Tell him about that day in the playoffs. He told me he couldn't play. And, Chris Coates is our other catcher. And Chris Coates told me, he goes, Charlie, I'll play. I can play. I said, get the hell out of here and go over and sit down. I said, Chooch, you playing? I said, you playing, aren't you? He looked at me, he goes, I play. Hey, he was the star of the game, too.
Oh, Chuck. Why you told me that I called you at 3 o'clock in the morning?
You did.
I never called you at 3 o'clock in the morning.
He didn't call me one morning back 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's not true.
And somebody asked me, says, is Ruiz going to play tomorrow? I go, hell yeah, he's going to play. Tell him to go home. He better sober up before he gets there.
Right there. I remember that I went to the office and I said, hey, Chuck, what happened? Why you put me in the line? I'm ready to play. Oh.
Okay.
I mean, that was fun.
Right. Yeah.
I would remember the first when I got called up.
Yeah. How about that?
How about fucking stood?
Bubble.
Huh? Look at that. What do you think? It look like me, Chuck?
Yeah, it looks like you. Yeah, it's kind of ugly, yeah.
You, huh?
It looks like, it looks like you.
Huh?
Yeah, that's good.
Look at that.
About 3 or 4 years, him and Molina were the two best catchers in the National League. And that was a close battle if you choose between either one of them. And Chooch was right there with him as far as blocking balls, throwing out, calling the game, and hitting. Early in Molina's career, you could out-hit him, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I always remember shot 06 when I got called up, and I went to your office, and then first, you say congratulations, and then the biggest thing I will never forget is, hey Chooch, I need you to play. He gave me 100% every single game. Hitting, they're gonna come, once a while, play hard, and then everything is gonna be all right. Yeah. And then I never forget that, and I think I put that, here, and I had to, if I want to stay in the big league, I had to do that, and that's, I think for me that's very important, and that message, I get it, and that was something that I tried to do every single game.
He improved about every year, but when we had Holiday, Lee, and Hamels and Moyer and them, they liked to throw to him. And also, like he had a tremendous arm, he could block the balls. And actually, I think because that they had a lot of confidence in him, like he relaxed, and also he called the game. He was in charge. Every now and then they hardly ever shook him off. He basically called the game. He'd look over at me sometime. I go like that, like fastball, and he'd turn his head. He walked out to the mound one night when Holiday's pitching, and I think they set this up really. Holiday don't say nothing. Now look at him. I said, "Okay, Roy, here we are. What do you think?" And Chooch is standing behind me, and he says, "Chuck, he's all right. Leave him in." And kind of almost made me leave him in. I turned and left him in. I think you set it up that way.
And then what happened when you said, "Chooch, you go talk to Roy"?
I told him I hollered out there and tell him to go talk to Roy. I go, "Chooch," and he go like this.
You go. You go. He laughed. Nobody wants to throw it off in the mouth.
You go. You go. Like that. Tell him what you do now. Listen to this, Ken. Tell him.
Now I had a company back to Panama, and we do some construction.
He owns a construction. He owns his own company. Construction company.
So we got 5 years now, and I think everything go well so far. Last year and the year before, because the COVID, kind of go down. For now, it start getting better, and then. But I really like, that, and I would like to continue that. But at the same time, I would like to be also in baseball because
I think it would be real easy for you to get a job in baseball because of your Latin connections with players, and also the amount of Latin players that we have in our system. We have a lot of young Latin players, and we definitely need coaches. Really.
Yeah, that's something that I think we had a schedule for spring training next year, and I think we're real close to spend time in spring training, hanging out for Latin players, especially catchers, and I help them, and I think I hear, you got some big prospects. It's good, to help.
Now, I want to ask you one more question.
What?
Who's your best manager?
Big shot. No, man. I have some good, definitely have some good managers in the minor league, and I think I learned something from each manager. I spent a lot of time. I think more time with Chuck in the big league, and definitely he helped me a lot. And it's not because still do my job, working hard and everything for. It was the guy, keep everybody relaxed. And when you have a manager like that, you go to the field and you want to do your best, show them that you can play every day and do your best, And I think Charlie was real special. And
I'll pay you later.
Yeah, give me some.
Some minor league baseball to get Charlie and Larry's baseball juices going. You never know where you'll catch us next. For Charlie and Larry, I'm Sam Wilson, and we'll catch you down the line. Down the Line is brought to you in part by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board. Visit Montgomery County's main streets. Find out more at makeitmainstreets.com. By Shibe Vintage Sports, where there's a story in every stitch. Check out their throwback sports gear at their Center City location or at shibesports.com. And by Phillies Nation, where informed fans go for news, rumors, events, and other fun stuff.